Step right up, wrestling fans, and strap in because we are about to crack open another dusty time capsule of mat mayhem, blood, and glory. The calendar is turned to August of 1983, and the magazine in our hands is Wrestling's Main Event, Volume 1, Number 12, the one-year anniversary issue of George Napolitano's landmark publication. This was not just a magazine, it was the kayfabe scripture of the territories, a pulsing snapshot of an industry caught between the wild days of the regional circuits and the dawn of a national explosion. Over 72 pages, this issue serves up a banquet of features, portraits, and news from every corner of the wrestling map. What follows is not speculation, not invention. It's straight from the pages themselves, a rolling recap of how it was presented to the fans in real time. The editor's corner opens the gates with Napolitano himself, reflecting on the journey, celebrating 1 year of Main Event, thanking readers for their loyalty, and promising even bigger things in the years ahead. The letters section is a powder keg of opinions. Fans praising Kevin Von Erich's barefoot brilliance, others demanding more coverage of Ric Flair, still more questioning whether Bob Backlund truly has the charisma to carry the WWF as champion. A chorus of voices echo through the letters, reminding us that fan debate has always been the lifeblood of wrestling. From there, the wrestling roundup sweeps us across the territories like a tornado. Ric Flair is covered as a traveling world champion, crisscrossing states and countries, bleeding and sweating in 1-hour marathons. Jimmy Valiant is praised for his charisma. Joe LeDuc is feared for his brutality. Kevin Sullivan's Purple Haze Army is painted as a cult terror, while the Sheepherders, King Kong Bundy, Blackjack Mulligan, Carlos Colon, and Tony Atlas, each carve their own headlines in their respective strongholds. The roundup is proof that in 1983, wrestling was still very much a wild patchwork quilt of promotions, each with their own heroes and monsters, but all tied together by ink and hype in the pages of this magazine. The feature storm begins with Mat Stars Embark on Mideast Tour, a piece that feels like a dispatch from a different planet. Blackjack Mulligan, Quick Draw Rick McGraw, Mighty Iger, Professor Tanaka, Roberto Soto, Moondog King, and Dominic DeNucci are profiled on their journey to Jordan. Mulligan declares he will fight anywhere on earth. Igor charms fans with his goofy charisma, and the piece sells the WWF's overseas tours as proof that professional wrestling was no longer confined to North America. It was a global attraction. Next comes Is Roddy Piper the Heir to the World's Throne? And Bill Otten delivers a career retrospective dripping with foreshadowing. Piper's roots in Canada, his roughneck stops in California and Oregon, his rise in Georgia, and his explosion onto WTBS television are all charted, each step closer to destiny. The piece details his feuds with Buzz Sawyer and Tommy Rich, his battles with Ric Flair, and his electric presence behind the microphone. Hot Rod is described as brash, unpredictable, brilliant, and perhaps the one man who could unseat Flair. The kind of wrestler who didn't just walk into the spotlight, he stole it, broke it over his head, and walked off laughing. George Napolitano takes over with the Sheepherders, born to rule the tag team world. Maniac Jonathan Boyd and Crazy Luke Williams are painted as bloodthirsty savages from New Zealand, terrorizing Florida, Tennessee, Texas, and mid-America, with violent brawls that left opponents scarred and audiences horrified. They are depicted as outlaws who thrive on chaos, masters of the foreign object and the steel chair, vowing to dominate tag team wrestling until they themselves are dragged from the ring. Their photos drip with menace, their interviews with venom, cementing their reputation as perhaps the most hated team in the business. Kevin Von Erich, sailing to the top, sails us into Texas, where Kevin, barefoot and determined, is cast as the heir to his family's throne. His near victory over Ric Flair at the Dallas State Fairgrounds is presented as proof that the youngest Von Erich has the speed, stamina, and fire to capture the world's most prestigious belt. The story leans on Kevin's athleticism, his flying drop kicks, and his family pride, framing him as the clean-cut face of Texas wrestling, adored by women, respected by men, and feared by Flair. The Wrestler of the Month is Barry Windham, profiled in Man on the Move. The article recounts his days as Blackjack Jr., the son of Blackjack Mulligan, before blossoming into a lean, tall singles competitor, carving his own path. Windham is praised for his youthful athleticism, his dedication, and his potential to rise into the world title picture. For the anniversary issue, Barry is treated as the crown jewel, with glossy portraits filling page after page, a poster boy for the future of the sport. The Grapplers storm in next, masked villains who have just captured the Southwest Tag Team title. Their masked mystique and relentless teamwork are praised as proof that old-school duos still had a place in the sport. Then comes Then and Now, a retrospective comparing legends of the past with today's stars, bridging the golden age to the modern era. The features keep rolling. Out of the Ring shows Hulk Hogan rocking and rolling, a larger-than-life pop culture force beyond the squared circle. Match of the Month revisits the chaos of Kevin Sullivan versus Dusty Rhodes, a feud steeped in blood and hatred. Into the Spotlight shines on Mike Rotundo, presented as a clean-cut new star, destined to climb high with his technical skills and babyface appeal. And then the managers take center stage in Gary Hart and Sir Oliver Humperdink, join forces to rule the wrestling world. Hart and Humperdink, each already notorious in their own right, are profiled as merging their empires, uniting the great Kabuki, Magic Dragon, and a host of monsters under their combined banner. Their boast is simple. Together, they will control the sport, strangling it with their influence and unleashing terror wherever their clients appear. It is a pact of evil painted as unstoppable. Exclusive color portraits pop off the pages like trading cards. The Sheepherders in snarling poses, Kevin Von Erich standing shoulder to shoulder with Ric Flair, Barry Windham proud and youthful, Hulk Hogan flexing like a rock star, Mike Rotundo in clean-cut profile, and the sinister stable of Hart, Humperdink, Kabuki, and Dragon, framed like a rogue's gallery. And the ads fill the back pages with the carnival of the era. Fighting Femmes photo catalog, souvenir buttons, subscription offers, glossy photos, Barry Windham anniversary posters, even ads for energy pills and hair restoration treatments, each one screaming at readers to send in their cash. It is both ridiculous and perfect, a reminder that wrestling magazines were as much about selling dreams as reporting matches. By the time the back cover closes, wrestling's main event, August 1983, has cemented itself as both a record and a prophecy. Roddy Piper destined for world title shots, Kevin Von Erich painted as Texas's chosen son, Barry Windham anointed the future, Hulk Hogan already bigger than the sport, Sheepherders drenched in blood, Gary Hart and Humperdink forging an evil empire, and Dusty Rhodes fighting fire with fire against Kevin Sullivan's darkness. It was a time when the territories were still alive, when every region had its heroes and villains, and when magazines like this one tied it all together into a single, larger-than-life universe. This was not just wrestling. It was religion printed on glossy paper. So if you dig wrestling history, if you live for these time capsules, smash that like button, share this video with your fellow fans, and hit subscribe for more deep dives into the magazines, programs, and archives that keep the golden age alive. From the pages of wrestling's main event, August 1983, we've brought the past back to life. Now it's your turn to keep it alive for the future.